Rock Sugar Magic is brought to you by Florida Boy Inc. If you like Duck Dynasty or Swamp People, you'll love what Florida Boy has cooking up. It's Florida Boy INC, Florida Boy Inc. on Instagram. Head over there and tell them we sent you. Dana White, thank you for coming on Rock Sugar Magic.
Thanks for having me.
I know you have like the busiest schedule in the world.
Anything for you.
Oh.
For those of you that are listening that don't know, I keep talking about Gary Brecka and 10X Health Systems and how it's changed my life. And my friend who called me one day and said, I love you and you're such a good friend and I could never repay you for all the things you've done. So I'm going to introduce you to Gary Brecka. And this guy's going to change your life. Carrie Kasem is the one who introduced me to him. And, you know, she's a bit of a hippie too, with all the.
I'm right down the middle. I'm right down the middle with all that stuff.
You know, I didn't believe in this shit 2 years ago. The you know, holistic health stuff, and you know, she has completely. Her and Gary Brecka have completely changed my life. I feel like I'm 25 years old again, and I could have never done it without being introduced to him by my amazing friend, Carrie Kasem.
Thank you. I so appreciate that. You know, I have to give a little bit of props to Elena Cardone, because without Elena, I wouldn't know Gary. And Elena really, really was like, let's get 10X into the UFC. And I saw Gary talk. And when he said, I can basically tell you when you're going to die. I mean, I've been doing this for 22 years. I'm a human biologist. I was hired by the insurance companies to literally look through people's health files and tell the insurance companies when they were going to die. And he couldn't do anything to help these people. Couldn't say you're on the wrong medication. Couldn't say, hey, do this, do that, do this could change your life. This could, you know, extend your life. Couldn't do it. So he went on to help people like you and so many others. I just
you know what?
adore him.
This is a fascinating thing when you think about. You reached out to me, and I didn't realize how fucked up I was until, you know, I really started going through things with Gary. You reached out to me. I was in and started on this journey, and how many people have been touched and are changing their lives now because you made one introduction.
Yeah.
It's fucking fascinating when you think about it that way.
I'm just so happy, honestly, because do you remember when I tried to get you into Cocoon? Do you remember that?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. I did one.
You did one back.
I did one.
So I tried so hard to get you healthy years prior.
It's true.
I want people to know this.
It's so true.
I kept seeing you look like more unhealthy, very, very red, very puffy, and tired. And I knew there was something wrong. And that's why I'm like, you've got to get into these oxygen baths. And this is what's so funny. This is what's crazy. You went there, you felt better, and you sent a couple people there. Didn't go, this is a few years ago, didn't go back. When I introduced you to Gary Brecka, Gary was in the facility at Cocoon here in Las Vegas. There's only two in the US, one in Los Angeles, one here in Vegas. And Gary was in the bath when I'm like, Gary, you got to meet Dana. If you're in Vegas, you have to meet him. And he was literally in the bath. And then you said, hey, are those legitimate? And he's like, yeah, those are legitimate. Do you remember that?
100%. And it's so right. It took, Gary Brecka has this ability to, you know, when you meet him, he's so passionate about what he does and he's so good at what he does.
Yeah.
He handled me the way that I needed to be handled. He knew exactly what to do. And, you know, after he read my blood work to me, he started telling me things that were wrong with me. This guy knew nothing about my medical history and started telling me what was wrong with me just from my blood work. It took Gary Brecka to get me to take my health seriously. And, you know, and it took the introduction from you. And because of you, you have changed so many people's lives by introducing me to Gary Brecka. Just not just me alone, but people personally that I know that I've turned on to Gary that have, you know, this all started with you. It's pretty incredible.
Thank you. I mean, I've actually met people who have said, because of your introduction to Dana, I'm healthy now. I met a guy, and I'd met him before, but he's a friend of yours. He's an agent over at, I think it's CAA.
WME.
WME? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And he's like, he came up to me at a party.
Brad
He's like,
Slater.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, he's down right now. He's down like 35 pounds or something like that. I have a guy, I told a story about this kid, Adam Corrigan, that I grew up and went to school with. He used to drive me to school every day, one of the best guys in the world. And his wedding is where me and the Fertittas met again. And we got together, and we've been together ever since. But a year ago, I saw him at like a homecoming thing for the kids. And 255 pounds, sweating like a savage, and it was not hot outside. Looked like he just ran a marathon and just had a stent put in his heart. And when I drove away, I called my doctor and I said, listen, Adam, and my doctor's like, yeah, he could drop dead at any minute with what's going on with him right now. Called him up and said, do you want to die or do you want to live, Adam? You want to come and do this Gary Brecka thing with me that I'm doing? We work out every day together. Was just with him this morning. He weighs 210 pounds now, off the meds that he was on a year ago from the heart thing. And, just a different quality of life. I'm getting goosebumps telling you.
No, it's awesome. Look, that's how I feel about
seriously,
you.
it's all because of you. It's all because of you.
Elena, I have to say,
and
I have
the
to
big heart that you
props
have,
to
and the
Elena
fact that
too. But
you're such a little hippie that you tortured me and pushed me to do this, or I would be fat and bloated and miserable right now if it wasn't for you.
Oh,
I love you.
I love you too. You know that, and that I just it makes me so happy that you're healthy now. Like that's it for me. I like helping people. I like making people healthy. Having Lyme disease for 11 years, feeling so sick for so long, all I want to do is make people healthy.
Carrie Kasem saved a lot of people with one introduction.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I love that. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
The truth.
It's very kind. Okay, now I have to ask you about what's going on all over your Instagram with people and all the hating and everything.
Who's hating on me? People are hating on me every day. What are they hating?
I know, but
what are they hating on me about today?
Bud Light thing. You have to talk about this Bud Light thing because you told me a while ago about what really went on, and I had no idea what went on, and I do want to talk about that.
Well, what went on is that we were going into negotiations. Our deal was up, in the beer category, and started talking to all these different beer sponsors. And at the end of the day, Anheuser-Busch is an American institution. I mean, it's one of the greatest brands ever built in this country. And as I started looking, I'm at a point in my life and at a point in my career where things just aren't about money anymore. Yeah. Obviously, when you do a sponsorship deals are about money. But we were going to get money from whoever we did a deal with. I want to be with companies and people that I'm aligned with on many different fronts, not just money. And Anheuser-Busch has this thing that they do called Folds of Honor, where fallen first responders and military people, they take care of their families.
What do you mean? Like they give them money?
Scholarships for their kids, scholarships for their wives, when their fathers pass away. Right. These guys have spent like $44 million. And first responders, military, and law enforcement is exactly what I'm all about. I do tons of stuff for the military and for law enforcement. The other thing that they do is they spend over $700 million a year with U.S. farmers, buying their crops for their products. And they employ 65,000 Americans, and most of them, thousands of them, are vets. So when you talk about, this thing that happened with Bud, I think Anheuser-Busch has shown that, they're trying to make things right with their fan base. Now, if you consider yourself a patriot, you call yourself a patriot.
That's what I was going to ask you. You call yourself a patriot, and people are going, well, this is the opposite of what patriotism is. But this is where I want to ask you a question. I was told that 2,500 different influencers got their picture on Bud Light cans. Mm-hmm. One of them was Mulvaney.
That's true.
And, she went out and put it out everywhere, and
people lost their minds.
People got angry. Look,
well, and not only were people upset about that, but at the time, the marketing girl that they had was saying some pretty stupid stuff. So listen, there was definitely, I don't, 2,500 influencers got cans. Mulvaney was one of them. But I also think the girl who was the marketing girl was, you know.
But they didn't, what I'm saying is, and then tell me if I'm wrong, that none of these influencers actually got their own line of beer.
No, none of them did.
So
Mulvaney didn't either. It was one can that was printed for them.
One can, and then everybody thought, because nobody corrected it, that this was not a line of beer.
I think it was corrected. I don't know the whole ins and outs of the story, but I think it was corrected. But at that time, once something goes viral and people go crazy, they don't want to hear it. It just goes.
Oh, I know.
And I think that's what happened with them. And the girl who was in that position at the time was saying some pretty stupid stuff. So,
but
listen,
you're not. You have no problem with, you're not homophobic, you're not transphobic, you're nothing. I've known you forever.
100%.
You don't care
Listen, I don't
what
hate
anybody is, as long as they're cool.
I don't hate anybody. You know who I hate? Douchebags, okay? I hate douchebags. No matter what color they are, religion, sexual orientation, if you're a douchebag, you're a douchebag. Other than that, I'm cool with everybody. But when it comes down to, if you look at all the other beer companies that are out there, find out what do they do for this country? How many people do they employ in this country? What do they do for military and law enforcement? So when you call yourself a patriot, to be trying to put a bullet in Anheuser-Busch or Bud Light, it goes against everything you really say you believe in.
Isn't the CEO a Marine?
He's a former Marine. Yes, CEO is a former Marine. And at the end of the day, Carrie, when I look at all the other beer companies, I am absolutely 100% aligned with Anheuser-Busch and what they do for this country, what their core values are, what they believe in. It has nothing to do with the money. Yet it is a sponsorship deal,
Sure.
so it is about money.
Sure.
But for me, the money wasn't the reason that I went with Anheuser-Busch.
Well, you
Because I
could
could have
pick
went
anyone.
with anybody for money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the story with Anheuser-Busch.
Well, good.
And listen, you can hate all you want and you can go crazy. Look at the facts. Look at the facts. If you consider yourself a patriot, you should not be trying to cancel or not drink Bud Light or not, support Anheuser-Busch. Anheuser-Busch does a lot of great things for this country. They employ 65,000 Americans. Thousands of them are vets, and they spend almost $1 billion a year with U.S. farmers. And I could go on why they're great. I'm actually going to fly out there next week and to St. Louis and tour the facility and meet some of the employees. And I'm very excited about my next 6 years with Anheuser-Busch.
Yeah.
So.
Well, thank you for clearing that up and talking about it. I know you have been, but I don't understand why people, after they've been so angry, now they're given the facts and they can't go, oh, wait a second. I thought this, I'm wrong.
Well, everybody's like, oh, they're going woke, they're going woke, they're going woke. Now I'm going woke. Let me tell you what, I'm the furthest thing from woke you will ever see. And believe me, if I'm going with Anheuser-Busch, it's because of who they are as a company, who they support, who they employ, and the list goes on and on. It is absolutely positively not about the money. I don't need the money.
Yeah. No.
We like the money. We don't hate the money. I don't need the money.
Good. I'm glad we cleared that up.
Yeah.
Good.
Just to be clear.
Yeah, just to be clear. So, okay, can I ask you something, and you don't have to answer it. What's up with this Tyson Fury thing? What went on with that whole thing?
What do you mean?
Like, people are like, oh, Dana's so angry at him and this and that and what's happening. And
I'm not mad at Tyson Fury. Listen, these guys went out there and, they got paid a lot of money by Saudi Arabia to fight, and they fought. That's what this business is all about.
So there was no animosity or anything, or no upset.
No. Listen, I was talking to Tyson Fury about doing a John Jones fight in MMA.
Yeah.
And he chose this fight. And
you're okay with that?
100%.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know how things go on.
Everybody thinks that I'm upset about this and that. There ain't much these days that I get upset about. Yeah, not much upsets me anymore.
Good.
I'm in a very good place.
That's a good place to be. I'm the same. I let things go so easily now.
100%. You know what, Carrie? We're getting old.
We are getting old.
I love what I'm doing still. I love building brands and building new businesses, and I'm having fun.
I know you are.
I'm not mad about much.
You just keep going and going. You don't rest on your laurels. You go, okay, what can I do with this company? How can I make that company $1 billion? You came from literally nothing. I mean, you were a bellman, a boxer. Mm-hmm. You were in Boston. You've told me so many stories about, you know, when you were young.
We grew up poor. Me and my sister. My sister and I were talking about this morning. My sister texted me. We were talking about. I had breakfast with Trump on Saturday, so we were talking about that, and you know, just kind of tripping out on how we grew up and all this. My sister texted me this morning and said, "I hope you know, I'm really proud of you," and I said, you know, thanks, appreciate it. And she's like, it's so crazy if you think about the way we grew up with a single mom and, you know, a dad that didn't really care and all this other stuff. Me and my sister had this conversation this morning. And, you know, I got my sister, you know, my family, of course, but I have my sister and I have some cousins, you know. Never had a great relationship with my mom and dad. And I got my sister and I got some cousins that, you know, that I love, that are my close family, other than, you know, my wife and kids.
Of course.
So... you know, I spend as much time as I can with them, and that's it.
I love that, though. I mean, you literally are just such a success story, like
Thank
the
you.
American dream to the. I mean, that is the. You can't get any better than what you have done.
But listen, it's like what we started talking about, whether we're talking about Anheuser-Busch or this country or whatever. I mean, one of the things that I really love about this country is the American dream. It's absolutely positively real. And if you come here with an idea and you work hard enough, and you can have everything you ever dreamed of. And one of the things that I love about this city, in the city of Las Vegas is like a little mini America, man. You come to this city and it doesn't matter you went to Harvard or you didn't graduate high school.
Yeah.
This is the city of opportunity. This city has been like this since the day fucking somebody showed up here in a wagon or however the fuck it worked out. But this city is so badass, man. There's action here every single night. This is the only city in the world where you could go out with $20, have an incredible meal, party all night, and come home with $300. I mean, it's fucking unbelievable.
No, it's true. You put that always on your Instagram. I love this city, and you're driving. Half the time you get pulled over.
But you know what? Because there's this turn that I take, and it's the greatest view of the city when I'm going home every night, and it's legit. I mean, every night when I turn this corner, I just had the greatest fucking day of my life, and I look at the city and the lights, and I go, motherfucker, I love this city, and I have to post it again.
Yeah.
People are probably getting sick of it, but
no, I love that you love where you live. I mean, how many people can say that?
It's so true.
A lot of people, they're stuck in the city that either they grew up in or that they don't love anymore.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
you love everything you do. You love everything. Your office, like how proud you were of that office. I mean, it's the coolest office I've ever seen. To what you do, to who you are, to anything that you've taken on.
Thanks.
You're just,
Yeah, every night I take that turn and I'm just sitting there going, I just had the fucking greatest day of my life, you know? And I film the city and I go, fuck, I love this city.
I love that.
City's amazing.
I love that.
If those of you are out there right now and you think about, you know, everything in life is about taking a chance, taking a risk, and you know, thinking about what you would like your life to be 20 years from now. And I'm telling you, make the fucking move to Vegas. This city, it has it all. The scary thing about this city is it's a city that chews people up and spits them out, or you come here and you're incredibly successful.
Yeah.
This city was fucking built for me, man. I thrive here. I love everything about it, and I could not imagine living anywhere else. There's other places I like to go. I love my place in Maine. But I go up there for a few days and have a blast, and then I can't wait to come back here. I love Abu Dhabi when I go there. There's certain places that I love to go, but every time we fucking fly into Vegas and I see the lights and we land, I'm like, fuck, I'm so happy to be home. I love this place.
I love that. You know, for the first time in my life, this last 3 years, I guess, at the start of COVID, I never thought I'd leave Los Angeles. It's my home, my family, my friends. I was born and raised there. And it's the first time I'm like, I'm okay if I go. And I spent most of COVID in Florida. I just moved there and got a place, rented it, and just stayed there. And it's the first time I could let Los Angeles go.
Well, over the last couple of years, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Los Angeles was a place for me 10 years ago that I would look for excuses to go to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I don't go near that place anymore, man. There's been like this mass exodus out of there. You know, people coming to either Vegas or Texas or Florida, you know, especially during and after COVID.
Yeah. Georgia and Nashville, everybody's like,
Nashville's huge, dude. Austin.
Yeah, I love.
I mean, arguably, California is one of the most beautiful places on earth. I mean, I put it neck and neck with like Italy and places like that. How do you fuck that up?
That's a whole nother conversation.
You got that right.
A whole nother podcast. And, you know, you and I could go off on that, but we're not going to.
No.
We did that the last podcast and we had to can it. That one will never see the light of day.
True.
Oh my gosh. I was talking to Lene. She's the sweetheart.
Awesome.
And we're like,
she's my right hand.
She's awesome. Yeah. And I was telling her some of the stories. Do you remember?
She's from LA too.
She is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's super cool. She's super cool. But do you remember that you wore a t-shirt that said halfway to dead at 35?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
I do.
Rock Sugar Magic is brought to you by Tequila Comisario. Elevate your tequila experience with award-winning Tequila Comisario. Crafted with 100% all-natural agave, it's handcrafted and known to create tequila connoisseurs. Tequila Comisario is one of the only tequilas in the world to receive the coveted Platinum Award. Experience the best tequila in the world. Tequila Comisario.
And that's what actually, I knew your obsession with death.
Yeah.
You know, and how you don't care when you know, if you die, whatever, but you'd like to live a while and
100%.
make it great.
I got a pretty good life. I'd like to stick around for a minute.
You have an amazing life. So you were this halfway to dead and you had this like obsession with death. And that is how I knew, and just going back to the Gary Brecka thing, that you would take to Gary because he could tell you when you were going to die.
Yeah. Well, I had this philosophy, like, you know, I like to spend money. I rip through money like a fucking maniac. And, you know, if I could figure out exactly, you know, kind of a ballpark of when I'm going to die.
Yeah.
Because I want to enjoy my money and have fun. I don't want to blow it all too soon and live too long, but I don't want to leave too much on the table either.
Yeah.
Trying to find that perfect.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to be fucking 85 and broke.
Are you? I don't think
that'd be
possible.
Worse than being fucking 21 and broke.
That'd be the worst thing ever. But I don't think you can. You'd have to be such a degenerate or something. I mean, make such a horrific deal that you would lose your. I don't think that's going to happen.
I'm pretty fucking good at spending money.
I don't think that's going to happen.
So I don't know. Let's hope not.
Yeah. So I mean, you have Howler Head. You have your burger place. You have like, what's happening with all this stuff?
Yeah. So over the last couple of years, I've dove into a lot of different businesses. That I own a company called Throw One with the Fertitta brothers. Yeah. We own Ridiculousness, which is on MTV. We own Nitro Circus. We own SLS Skate League and Travis Pastrana's Nitro Cross.
Which is awesome.
It was fun.
Awesome.
I love brand building, and we're having a blast with that. We're about to get a residency here in Vegas, over at the Paris with Nitro Circus.
No way.
Yeah. So we're gonna have a residency here in Vegas. We're about to make some big announcements on the Nitro Circus front too with one of the networks here.
Wow. Are you having music
We're
with that?
revamping the whole live event.
Yeah.
And SLS is a no-brainer.
That's awesome. Are you having music with the Nitro Circus? Because they've always I know with all the, I don't know, it seems like they have some really cool 100%. Music with
No, we're going to literally, we're going to have like a whole soundtrack that goes with it with all this different type of music.
Okay.
Howler Head Whiskey, which I launched during the pandemic.
Yep.
Is fucking doing great.
Yep.
We're killing it right now. it's literally going. We just launched in Australia. We launched in the UK.
What is it? A banana flavored whiskey.
Yeah, and what's great about it is it mixes really well. And there's a lot of whiskey snobs out there that probably wouldn't touch this thing with a 10-foot pole. But when people do taste it, they're surprised that they like it. They didn't think they were going to like it, and they do. If you drink Jack and Coke, this buries Jack and Coke, buries it. It's actually a fucking problem. No, it's so good. It's a problem.
Was that a problem for you until you stopped? Because I know. Did you try Howlerhead before you stopped? You had it before you stopped drinking.
Oh yeah.
So you tried it.
100%. I was fucking. That's all anybody was doing during the pandemic was drinking. You know what I mean? So during the pandemic, before we really got going. Got the business going again. I was throwing fucking full-on pool parties at my house. I had pool parties, people coming over pool parties. I had bartenders and the whole deal going on. We were having a fucking blast. I could have stayed in fucking quarantine or whatever you want to call it forever. It was, it was an awesome time to spend with your family and friends and everything else when, everybody was saying sit in the house by your fucking self.
Yeah.
We were doing the exact opposite.
I was absolutely out of my house. I was outside. I was walking. I was getting sunshine.
Bike riding,
breathing
everything.
Air.
It was incredible.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
got in
So
shape.
yeah, that was when Howlerhead started.
Yeah.
So then, and then Irv's Burgers.
Right. Do you have a veggie burger?
Yes. Yeah, we have a veggie burger at Irv's Burgers too.
Gluten-free veggie burger?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And well, they can wrap it with lettuce wrap. Now, I think that the protein style In-N-Out burger is awesome.
Yeah.
And I think the way that In-N-Out Burger runs their business, they're an unbelievable, incredible business.
Yeah.
And I respect them very much.
Yeah.
The reason I'm telling you this is because Irv's Burgers protein style burger blows In-N-Out's burger out of the water. And the reason I'm comparing it, just so we're very clear here.
Have you done the test though?
The reason that I'm saying this is because I respect In-N-Out's business so much.
Yeah.
So to even compare them to their burger, to me, is a big deal.
It is a huge deal. That's what I'm saying. Have you done that blindfolded test, where they put the burgers in front? Like, which one do you like better? You got to do that.
Yeah, I'll do it.
You got to do it.
I haven't done it yet, but
you
yeah.
Gotta do it.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah, okay.
Carrie Kasem again. Here she is.
I'm not pushing burgers. I'd push veggie burgers.
Yeah. Listen, she's a great human being. I love her, but everybody has a kink in the armor. You know what I mean? She's a vegan. Vegan. But let me tell you this, too. If you look at her, she's 51 years old. Look at her. She looks amazing, right? You don't see many vegans that look healthy, okay? They usually look like they're fucking walking zombies, the vegans. But she looks great.
I was such an unhealthy vegan.
Show me a healthy vegan.
No, yeah. There's not many. There's
You
really
might be
not
it.
many.
You might be the only healthy vegan.
I now eat, the only thing I've added to my diet, and it's very rare, is when I feel like I don't have enough protein, I'll eat egg whites. So then I'm not now
really
technically 100% vegan. Yeah, because when I was not eating, I got off all the carbohydrates. I had to get off so the sugars, the gluten. I got off everything because I was the worst vegan ever. I was eating so many carbs. I was eating sugar. I had Lyme disease. I was just so sick. So I really changed my diet.
How'd you get Lyme disease?
I got Lyme disease, actually. This is very interesting. I was
hiking or something?
No, I never got bitten by a tick.
What?
I got Lyme disease when I was told by an epidemiologist from a tetanus shot, because in different vaccines, I guess they put different diseases to make shots more. Whatever. This is another whole podcast that we're not going to get into.
Keep going down these roads.
We do. I'm not going to. But that's
podcasts.
what I was told. I was told on air on KBC in Los Angeles when I had an virologist on, and this person told me that it was from the tetanus shot, and because I went back, I was living in Las Vegas doing a show out here on KXNT in the morning, and I stepped on a nail. It wasn't rusty, but I come in and get a tetanus shot. I went and got a tetanus shot. The next day, I had blood coming out of my nose. I couldn't get out of bed. I had to be carried to the ER. Like, it was the worst, and my health went downhill after that. And that's the only thing I could go back to is like, that's where it started. How could I get Lyme from that? And then I was told that. I had 5 strains of Lyme. I had Epstein-Barr. I was so sick. So I finally got.
Who got you, Gary? Did Gary turn you around?
No, it was before I met Gary. I started with biomagnetics and Cocoon, the liquid oxygen water, and biomagnetics. I did Cocoon for on and off for a year. Went to biomagnetics for 6 to 8 months, and between 6 and 8 months, I was completely healed. Completely, like I haven't had a relapse. Like a lot of times with Lyme, you feel better. You think that whether it's the drips or the antibiotics or whatever you're using is getting better, and then you crash again. I have not crashed for almost 2 years now.
My cousin just got Lyme disease. Half his face got paralyzed. Yeah. His health was declining. And none of the doctors could figure out what was wrong with him. I sent him to Gary Brecka.
Good.
Gary Brecka turned him around in friggin' 10 days.
Good. Yeah. Gary's really good with Lyme.
He's good with fucking everything.
He's amazing.
And we talk about like me and all these other people. My 80-year-old mother-in-law, they had her on, she was taking 13 meds a day. 13 different pills, right?
Yeah.
Gary
you told me
Brecka
this. It's amazing.
Flipped her. Has her off all the meds. It's just, this guy is a fucking genius, man. It's unbelievable.
And if people want to find out where to find him, I'll put all the links. So, if you find, whether.
And you don't have to be 30, 40, 50. You can be 80. She's 80 years old.
Yeah.
And he turned her around.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No.
We could.
He's
Gary Brecka's a whole nother podcast. We could do a whole podcast on him.
I want to get both of you guys on. I want to get both of you guys on. And I know he's so, you did his podcast and it just went crazy. So congrats on that. I'm so happy you guys are helping people. I really am.
Me too. I love it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
You're helping people too.
Thank you.
You started this whole thing.
I try. I do. I really do. I want to get more of my Lyme out there because so many people, every week I'm getting calls with people that have autoimmune disease, Lyme, fibromyalgia, whatever it is. And I'm telling them wherever they live, find somebody who does biomagnetics. And I don't think there's one person that said that didn't help. Yeah. So I believe in that so much. So Gary's amazing biomagnetics, the Cocoon oxygen water. There's so many different holistic health modalities that people don't talk about, and it's not talked about. And most doctors, they go to school for 6 to 8 years. They have 7 hours of nutrition class in all those years. 7 hours.
Madness.
It's crazy. I mean, this is what you put in your body is your fuel. You don't go and put bad gas in a car and expect it to run. A high-performance car expected to win a race, right? Put the best fuel in that. So when you're not putting the right fuel in your body, then, pills are not the right fuel. We eat food that is going to make us healthy. Hippocrates said, let food be thy medicine. And we've gone so far from that. So far from that. So as soon as I got better and healthy, I didn't have to take anything else. It was just the food and vitamins.
Big Pharma.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah, it is a whole nother podcast.
So another one of the companies that I started 9 months ago, Power Slap, right? And I'm coming off my New Year's Eve incident, the irony, and getting into Power Slap, and this thing is a fucking juggernaut.
I know.
If you take, and everybody thought I was full of shit in the beginning, if you take the NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball, the NHL, the UFC, WWE, NASCAR, Formula One, PGA, and a couple others that I can't remember. You combine all their social media numbers together and multiply them by 4. Power Slap beats them. This thing is so. I got to tell you this story.
That's massive, Dana.
I just had an event last Wednesday. Right?
Right.
Now, there's a woman, her name is Amy Kaplan. She's like 44 years old, white woman, single mother. She's she's a journalist. And she writes for, I don't even know the website she writes for, but she got on TikTok. She had 20 followers on TikTok, right? So last Wednesday, my event, she filmed and posted one of the slaps.
Yeah.
She posted it on her TikTok. Went to bed that night, woke up the next morning, it had 1.6 million views.
When's the next Power Slap?
And she had 4,000 followers the next morning.
That's amazing.
So last Wednesday, Today, it has 3 million views and she has 10,000 followers.
From just filming it?
From one post of Power Slap. That's how fucking powerful this content is.
Wow.
Carrie, it's unbelievable. And the thing, in 9 months, I have, unbelievable amount of sponsors. This thing, and I haven't said this publicly yet to anybody, this is a $450 million business in 9 months.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Global. We're doing like 400 million views in India. We're doing 90 million views in Russia, 40 million views in Brazil. I mean, the list goes on and on. This thing is a fucking juggernaut.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's people slapping each other and knocking each other out, and you're...
So in 2017, I see this thing pop up on social media, and it's coming out of Poland and Russia.
Yeah.
So I take a deeper dive. I start looking, and it looks like it's filmed on a fucking flip phone, right? Yeah. In a barn. They're slapping over a barrel, and the thing has 350 million views on YouTube. And I'm like, at this time, this is like a Justin Bieber video, for Christ's sake. So right now on UFC's YouTube, number 1, number 2, number 4, and number 5 all time on UFC's YouTube are Power Slap. And the UFC has made something like $250,000 off the views on this thing. It's just, this thing is, I've never been a part of something so successful in such a short amount of time.
Wow, that's amazing. And you found it off of just one video and you said, let's do this.
Yeah, I started to see this stuff popping up on social media and I said, what would happen if I did this? And I did it, I had incredible production quality. I got it sanctioned by the athletic commissions. And next year, we'll have 5 or 6 more states open. Right now it's invitation only. Our next big event is going to be Super Bowl weekend. The Super Bowl is here in Las Vegas. We're going to do Friday night Power Slap, Saturday UFC, Sunday Super Bowl.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The trifecta.
It's going to be badass.
It's insane.
Super Bowl weekend's going to be fun.
It's insane.
We're going to have the 2 biggest parties to come to. Power Slap on Friday and Saturday UFC.
I'll be there with my,
Done.
I'll be filming.
Get your do it.
Really?
Come to the event.
Okay.
You're obviously invited to anything you ever fucking want to come to of mine. Come. I'll put you in great seats. First of all, it's invitation only here, and I only invite influencers. It's all influencers.
Oh my gosh, I'll go.
And I let them do whatever the hell they want. You can go, do, film, whatever kind of content you want. Some of these kids that are filming this do 70 million views, 13, 15,
on
20.
TikTok?
Anywhere, on any of their platforms.
Because I'm not on TikTok. I'm
TikTok,
not on TikTok. I got to get on TikTok.
Snapchat.
Yeah.
Launch your TikTok on the next Power Slap event.
Okay, I will. Okay, when is that?
It's Super Bowl weekend.
That's the next Power Slap? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Super Bowl weekend.
Well, I need to get on. Everyone's telling me I have to get on because of this show, because of my horse videos, because of all this stuff, right? And so I don't want to put it on my phone, so I have to go get another phone and put TikTok on it.
Why don't you want to put it on? Oh, because Jesus, here we go.
No, it's true. It's true. It's like you give them. Have you ever read
I did.
Okay.
I did.
You give them permission to take anything off your phone. It's basically
not off your phone.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes, you haven't read it. You haven't read it. They can literally, you don't want your bank account information on there. You don't want your emails on there. You don't want anything. They can take whatever they want.
I don't have my bank account on there. I don't have email.
Okay, good. Good.
I don't
then
email.
You're safe. Safe. I have everything on my phone. So I'm going to get a second phone and I'm going to, now look, this is what I've been told. I've read some of it. It's a very, very, very long, document. And I'm not going to sit there and read all of it. But when you take the, just the notes, the cliff notes, they're pretty bad.
I love you.
No.
You're the best.
Are you like, that's okay.
I love you.
So sweet.
You're the best.
Little hippie.
My little hippie.
It's true. I know. I tell you things. I'm like, I know you're going to think I'm crazy. No, actually, I might believe
Listen,
you now.
man, all the shit all these conspiracy theories, I don't know, man, they're all coming true. So who knows? TikTok probably owns me right now. They own me and Power Slap. Whatever.
They do. They own anything you put on there. So
I don't even give a shit anymore.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. I'm still getting another phone.
Yep.
And I'm coming to Power Slap, and I don't know what else I'm doing. We're doing something else. Oh,
It's a juggernaut.
Yeah.
First of all, when you see it, obviously it performs well. It does all this other shit. When you come to the live event is so fun. You're going to have a blast. You're going to be blown away by the competition itself, seeing it live. But then the live event is just so fun. It's a great time.
I'm so excited. I'm coming for sure. I'm coming for
Deal.
sure. Absolutely.
Deal.
All right. Oh, wait. Hold on. Thank God. I was going to say goodbye to you and not give you this.
What is this?
Another little present.
Bag matches your shirt. That's cute.
Oh, I didn't even realize that. It kind of does and kind of doesn't. It's not gold. But this is, I got your body healthy. Now we're going to work on your skin.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. So
yeah, I'm a big skin guy.
Okay, so
I'm going out like Clint Eastwood, man.
No,
I don't give a shit.
Listen, you got to try it. You give it to your daughter, give it to your wife. I don't care. Listen, this stuff took me 8 months with a chemist to perfect. I'm serious. I know.
The one. It's called the one.
Okay, open it up, smell it, tell me what you think.
Okay.
Okay, I'm actually going to make one for guys that has a guy's scent and everything. But smell it.
Oh.
It smells pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is going to change your skin.
What's this going to do for me?
It's going to tighten your skin. It's going to make it less red. It's going to...
I got a face for fucking radio.
No,
Is this
you
gonna
don't.
Make me
You
fucking
do not.
handsome or something?
You do not.
What's this going to do? Huh?
You look better than you ever have. You look better
you.
than you did at 30.
Thank
You
you.
look amazing. You forget. I've known you for how long now? 20-something years. Over 20 years. You look better now than when I first met you.
I'm so glad I did this podcast. Thank you.
Just try it. I'm serious.
All right, so what's this going to do to me?
It's okay. So I formulated this with a chemist. She's amazing, and it took us 8 months because I would try it. I'm like, no, we need some of this. Oh, we need some of that. Oh, we need more moisture. Oh, it's got serotonin in it. I know that sounds crazy, but it plumps up your skin automatically and makes it look good. Now you don't wear makeup. This is like a freaking commercial. Wasn't supposed to be a commercial for my cream, but anyway, just try it. If you like it.
Where do you put it? Everywhere?
No, on your face and your neck. You
I don't use anything. I use fucking soap.
Okay.
I use soap.
God, you sound like my boyfriend.
So what am I? What?
This is like, you know that I finally got him washing his face. He's now washing his face for the first time in his life. I'm not kidding you. And I gave him
Guys
this.
don't do this shit.
So I gave him this. He's gotten more compliments on his skin than he ever has in his entire life. Okay, I'm dead serious.
All right, so how long do I got to use it before people start complimenting me?
Yeah.
2 days, 3 days,
How long did it take
a month?
you? How long did it take you?
If I use this shit and I don't get one compliment, I'm not going to be happy about
DJ's
it.
right here. How long did... No, come on. How long did it take you? Not long. I'm telling you.
So you're verifying what shit. Listen, she's never steered me wrong
Oh, wait,
ever.
Can we
this
give him
one,
a mic?
so.
Come here.
Washed my face.
Come here. Come over here. Can you hear him? He doesn't want to be on. But he says he never washed his face. He never washed his face. I mean, he's like, wore makeup, all this stuff. I'm like, how did you get it off? He would wipe it off sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But his skin was terrible and he was breaking out. I'm like, okay, wash your face and use my cream. And he now gets more compliments than he has ever gotten. It's nonstop when people say, what are you doing to your face?
Done.
What did you do to your skin?
Okay.
So use it for a month.
And where
And
can
you don't need a
where
lot.
can we buy it?
You don't know. I'll put a link. It's a link. It's
Okay.
facem.com if you want to. Yeah. But when you use it and it changes your face, you're gonna blow me up like you did 10x.
All right, deal.
I'm serious.
Deal.
I'm serious.
All right.
I just need you to like it. I don't need anybody else to like it. Just you.
All right, I'm in. I'm gonna try it.
Okay.
This is. Oh, all right. I'm in. I'm gonna do this for you because
Thank you.
I love you,
I love you too. You're
All right.
awesome. You're one of my
Done.
best friends.
without a doubt.
Yes. All right. Good. We can end it now.
We can end it now.
Now it's over.
Yep. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I keep doing this because I think there's like, we got to get a chair with a
With arms.
that's what they're called. Yeah. 'cause-
Armrest?
An armrest because I keep doing this and I go like this. All right.
Is that how we're ending this?
We're done. It's over.
We need armrests.
Yeah.
I got to
Bye.
put this shit on my
Should
face.
we wave? Should we?
I'll see you guys in a month. I'll let you know.
I'm going to be the first to compliment.
Perfect.